This is a tall order for Peter Hudson. Make no mistake about it. Kim Huybrechts, a two-time Euro Tour winner, and a man who is quite capable of going all the way and making it 3. He averaged the second highest average we've ever seen on TV at the World Cup last weekend in Frankfurt. I know it was a 5-leg game, but hey, there are plenty of World Cups and 5-leg games, and nobody had flown higher than that.
First leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
It is Hudson versus Huybrechts for a place in the third round. I'm Dan Dawson and Paul Nicholson's here with me.
Well, we both know that Kim Huybrechts loves to play against the Australians, and Peter's looking very Australian today.
He is, isn't he?
It's very much a cricket-style colour Australian jersey. So,
140.
like, Kim Huybrechts doesn't need any more motivating. How about just getting the ultimate Belgian red flag out, which is the Australian type shirt?
Yeah, we could wear a Paul Nicholson mask. That might do it.
You don't want to do that. But Kim Huybrechts, obviously the favourite here, number 8 seed. But very impressed with Peter Hudson yesterday. I thought he was measured and throwing a tiny bit slower than usual, but I was impressed. His doubling was fantastic.
Well, he had an average of 96, but he only missed one dart at double in the entire game as he saw off Brendan Dolan, a former major finalist, of course, 6-1.
100.
I mean, it's probably as well as we've seen Peter Hudson play on a big stage. If he can back that up here today with a similar level of performance, then Kim Huybrechts is not going to have things all his own way.
134.
Well, even before he'd thrown a practice start today, he wasn't having things his own way because he forgot to bring his shoes.
Ah, yes.
So, coming to the venue, he borrowed Kyle Anderson's shoes.
137.
Just in case his agent couldn't go into the streets of Hamburg and find a pair for him.
Do we know, is he found some?
I was looking at the shoes on the stage, and it looks like
160.
they're a new pair.
Ah. 160 is not going to go, so Kim Huybrechts will have a look at tops for a break of throw in this first leg.
60. Kim, you require 40.
World number 12, looking at the top of the shop. And he nails it for a 13-darter. Strong start from Kim Huybrechts. There is his manager, Macca, and Mike De Decker alongside him. De Decker has obviously had disappointment today, beaten 6-1 by Michael Smith. Very impressive performance from the Bully Boy. Another multiple
51.
Euro Tour title winner.
Yeah, you mentioned Kim's performances last week in the Belgium shirt. Very impressive indeed, and his brother played really well too.
100.
But I think Kim's really starting to get used to these longer points now. He's given them a longer stint than last time. And look at the way that dart is protruding from the board. It's got so much more room to work with. And I think it just needed an extra 6 to 8 weeks of getting used to them and the way they fly before it really took hold.
140.
And last week was just proof that it's working.
Well, that average of 122 in his World Cup performance was astonishing. And as I say, there is that caveat, it's only a 5-leg game. But, you know, what does it matter? He can only do what he can do, and nobody else has thrown any better. Michael van Gerwen's not thrown better than that. Phil Taylor's not thrown better than that. This year, we've seen the second and third highest averages ever seen on TV. One from Kim Huybrechts, one from Peter Snake by Wright in the Premier League, 119.5. The record still stands from Michael van Gerwen's 123.4 in the Premier League. Peter Hudson won't take out the 161. Kim will look at 114 to double his lead for 2-0.
Yeah, Peter Hudson took a 161 out yesterday.
He did.
114.
114. He's going to stay up top. A lot of people go to 19s for 114 these days, but the very conventional but ever so sweet 114 on tops.
94.
Can't pin it. Hudson
96.
could do this in 2 darts. We'll have to do it in 3. Now, is it double-double? Well, that was the route. Oh, I thought he was going to throw a blind
56.
18 then. But
Kim, you require 20.
double 10 for 2-0. Double 5.
Aim
And
shot
there
to
it
the second
is, and you
leg.
just see a little bit of bounce there from Kim Huybrechts.
Throw first. Game on.
Once he does get aggressive and shouty, like the angry Belgian rodent he resembles, he does seem to raise his level. And it's when you can keep Kim Huybrechts subdued, and you don't really have much control over that. You can go to average 115 against him, and that sometimes keeps him quiet.
140.
It's not even Kim Huybrechts' favourite time of the year to play. He always plays his best stuff in the autumn.
Yes, he does.
I like to drop that in every time I commentate because a lot of people who like to have a flutter, and around autumn time it is strange. It's like Huybrechts comes out of hibernation and plays his best stuff of the year in September and October.
Yeah, well, you look back at last September, for
60.
example, on the European Tour, he was devastating. He should have won in Riso, and he missed 7 championship darts. Mensur Suljovic stole in front of him and claimed his first PDC title. But that came in a run where he just made the semi-finals
85.
in Dusseldorf in the back end of July. He then went on to make back-to-back semi-finals at the European Darts Trophy and the European Darts Grand Prix. Another couple of quarter-finals and a semi-final in the weeks that followed. He was just on fire, and there was a lot of that from Kim Huybrechts. First maximum of this one gets him down to a finish, and we could see another break of throw and a 3-0 lead. We've already seen some convincing displays today. Darrell Gurney, Alan Norris, Mervyn King and Michael Smith. None of those guys dropping any more than 2 legs in their victories this afternoon. And Kim Huybrechts has started in a manner that suggests he could do the same to Peter Hudson and deny him a place in the final day of a Euro Tour for the first time in his career.
57.
139. Treble 20. We just want to try and square it off now. Kim will love
61.
the 64. He loves double 16.
He
won't be phased if he misses the treble 16, because he will now leave his favourite double, which is double 16. It's open.
32.
He won't be happy about that though.
He requires 78.
Oh, Hudson could have made this a little bit easier for himself. Oh dear. Well, he can still do it. It's going to have to be treble 19, I would think. It's there. Double 10. Oh, bang in the middle of the bed. And he's not done just yet, Peter Hudson.
It just goes to show, doesn't it? Sometimes you don't throw the best first dart. You've got 2 left and you can still hit it. All you've got to do is just
60.
Think properly, compose yourself, and just get it hit. That's exactly what Peter Hudson did, and that was very reminiscent of what he did yesterday.
Yeah, it was very impressive, and this is impressive. Very impressive indeed. 180 for Hudson. Fighting back against the Belgian.
Well, the Belgian World Cup team
100.
did very well last week, like I mentioned, but the competition for places in that team, obviously Kim is the talisman, he's the captain, he's top of the Belgian rankings.
60.
But Ronnie Huybrechts has got a lot of people hunting him down. Mike De Decker, Dimitri van den Berg. There are other potentials coming up as well.
180
number 2 for Huybrechts, who may be warming up here. Yeah, we saw a glimpse of Kenny Nyans yesterday. Admittedly, it didn't go well for Kenny Nyans, but look, he's a lad who's starting out
140
in his senior PDC career.
161.
161 is definitely possible. He would have gone for it because Peter Hudson on 121. And quickly, well, let's not forget there are other Belgian dart players out there. They want to try and pit their wits in the PDC. Let's challenge Geert de Vos to come over and give it a crack. Someone we've seen at the Grand Slam.
Oh, look at this. The ball. The ball is there! Peter Hudson. He took out a 161 yesterday. It's a 121 today. And when it looked like Kim Huybrechts was in danger of running away with this, Peter Hudson has found something from somewhere to level this match up.
Well, picking up that 77 checkout when having 78 left has really given him some impetus. It's a catalyst, if you will. 121. Brilliant.
And we said yesterday when Peter Hudson played, oh, look at this, Kim.
123.
But he does have the capability of going on runs. We saw him make his first PDC semi-final at the start of the year in the UK Open qualifiers. He's not got a tour card, so he's only a guy who makes up the numbers
100.
on the Pro Tour. But despite that, he can play some very effective darts. And if he can play his best game over the course of this weekend, something big could happen for the big man.
140.
But already, he's struggling in this leg as Kim looks to reassert his dominance. Won the first 2 legs, Huybrechts. Hudson won the next 2.
60.
Very possible it could be another 2-leg brace here for the Belgian. He's had problems with his arm, hasn't he?
59.
In his right elbow, and there haven't been any whispers about it in the last few weeks. I just get the feeling that maybe he's got a handle on it now.
Well, the last I spot, I think he's managing it and he can play. I mean, he was very concerned at the back end of last year. He not only had an elbow problem, he had a wrist problem, and he thought he might need surgery, but he didn't want to take any time off. There were so many big tournaments around, and you know, as you say, that period of the autumn when he often played his best darts. 171 to leave double 4 from Kim Huybrechts. He's had a big 3 treble visit in each of the last 3 legs, although he has lost the previous 2. And Hudson is going to be breathing down his neck here.
127.
So this, for a break of throw, but it's got to go this visit. Double 2. Awkward.
6.
Too awkward, it turns out.
PG require 54.
Well, Peter Hudson's not the kind of guy to leave anything on the plate. Double top. Double 10 to lick that plate clean.
44.
And he'll be furious because he knows what kind of an opportunity that was.
2.
Madhouse.
He shows an
Not so mad.
Kim Huybrechts.
He was only in the house for a very short period of time. The door was closed. Leg 6 coming right up.
Well, Peter Hudson missing 2 darts for a 3rd consecutive leg and to go into the lead for the first time in this game. And is that the key moment in this match?
140.
Just get the feeling that Kim's trying to curtail some aggression. He's trying to reserve. He knows that these weekends can take a lot out of you, and you can't afford to
60.
leave so much aggression in the middle parts of games. Save it for the end when you could potentially need it.
Well, it'll be fascinating. If Kim Huybrechts does come through this, he'll face Alan Norris.
57.
Now, that potentially would be a game with so much testosterone flying around on that stage. You wouldn't be surprised if they just ended up oiling up
60.
and wrestling after the match. It will be a battle of 2 very big, loud, demonstrative dart players. And neither one of them will back down. Kim Huybrechts has had so many players
60.
call him out and saying, I don't like his antics. He's had Phil Taylor do it, and all sorts of players have said, I don't like what he does on stage. He shouts and he makes a racket, and he shouldn't do it. He should just tone it down. Kim Huybrechts doesn't care. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care what you think, Phil Taylor. He's just going to do what he does. And he does it very, very effectively. He's won a couple of big Euro Tour titles. He's been in a major final.
57.
He's knocked out the best players in the world from some of the biggest tournaments. Everybody, of course, remembers his incredible display at the Grand Slam where he beat Michael van Gerwen and threw a 9-darter in the quarterfinals. He has shown that he has the ability to beat the best on big occasions. The only criticism you could say of Kim Huybrechts is he doesn't do it quite often enough. But his Pro Tour record, I mean, he's an ever-present on the European Tour. It's only him and Peter Wright that are. That is incredible. 5 years making every single one of these.
It's an astonishing achievement.
Yeah.
When you think about it. And you think
is.
about the class of the field and the people that aren't here.
You know, Dave Chisnell has been the finalist in this for the last 2 years. Dave Chisnell has missed a bunch of these because he hasn't even made it through qualifying. He wasn't a seed for some of them. And he couldn't do it. Kim Huybrechts for 5 years. And look at this. Oh, needed another one for a go at double 10.
88.
Hudson has a chance to break back. Should get 1 dart, may 82. Get 2. It is 2 at double 16. Lovely first dart in the ball. Double 8. Missed 2 darts in the last leg. Misses 2 darts in this one. Peter Hudson could be 4-2 up. He may be about to go 4-2 down.
I did mention 2 legs to Huybrechts, 2 legs to Hudson. It could well be 2 legs to Huybrechts this time around, and is.
6th leg, Kim Huybrechts. 7th leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
Well, the only difference between Peter Hudson yesterday and Peter Hudson today is the fact that Peter Hudson today is not taking his chances. He took every single chance pretty much against Brendan Dolan, only missed 1 dart at double.
87.
And that was towards the end of the match, as I recall. Here, had he shown similarly deadly levels of accuracy, he would be 4-2 up in this game.
Shall we digress about the greatest Belgian dart player of all time? Is Kim there yet? Because Eric Claris was a world master.
40.
True.
So is Kim still pushing towards being considered that, or?
Well, what you also have to remember is Kim Huybrechts is 31 years old, and he has been around for a long time. You know, Kim Huybrechts,
100.
his major final at the Players' Championship finals was back in 2012, fully 5 years ago. And I don't think he's a worse player now than he was back then. In fact, I think, despite the fact he's had 2 disappointing Premier League campaigns, he has shown that he is able to regularly throw that ton-plus average.
140.
That could win you games. Now, I think Kim Huybrechts will make the Premier League again at some point, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after, but I think he's got a long career ahead of him, and I think he's going to do better. People have written off Kim Huybrechts. People wrote off Peter Wright. He was eliminated from the Premier League 2 years ago. 2 years after that, he missed 6 darts for the title. And look at this from Huybrechts. Looking to set it up and go 5-2 up here with another break of flow. Peter Hudson has had his chances in this game. He has not taken them, and if you don't take them against people like Kim Huybrechts, he will punish you the vast majority of the time.
Well, we know what route Huybrechts is going to go for this.
130.
He's not going to be fiddling around with treble 14, we know that. He's going to go treble 10. And if he misses that, he's going to go single 20 and double 16, which he loves. And that's why 3-leg gap now. Belgian firmly in control. And a very keen double as well. Peter Hudson shaking his head, was sitting on 60.
Yeah, well, that's been the difference. Pressure doubles. Peter Hudson has missed 4 darts at key moments in the middle part of this game, and it would have completely changed the complexion of it. Kim Huybrechts has missed doubles, but that one was an important one and he hit it.
Never has a 33% checkout rate looked so bad, and that's because of what he did yesterday. So he's only got himself to blame, really, for being so brilliant yesterday and so very, well, it's still pretty good. 33%, it's just not as good as yesterday.
That's exactly it. I mean, Kim Huybrechts with a 95 average, it's okay, it's solid. But he could have been in all kinds of problems if Peter Hudson had been finishing like he was yesterday. It has to be said, you know, expecting somebody to come and average 80+% in their doubles all the way through the weekend. I mean, it just barely happens. I think Jan Dekker came very close to doing that in single thing, and it was unreal. But we've never seen the like. This is better. Needs to fill it up. Oh, it's just gone. It's kind of the way this has gone for Peter Hudson. He's been there or thereabouts and just not quite doing enough.
Didn't need to go for the treble 18 to leave the ball.
60.
Just wants to square it. I mean, he leaves that 64 again. And he'll want to finish this match pronto. Peter Hudson is thinking nothing else but put some pressure on it.
98.
And that's the bare minimum, really. And he's got to hope upon hope that Huybrechts doesn't hit 17 and tops now.
Tops he wants.
24.
Misses high. One match start has gone for Kim Huybrechts, but it's a Shanghai finish for Peter Hudson just to take this any further. That's a little bit awkward. A little shuffle to the right. And not enough to get past that first dart, and that means Kim Huybrechts does get more match
60.
Darts for an 8th win in 9 encounters with Peter the Rock Hudson, and a place in the final day of action at the Happy Bet European Darts match play. Double top. Double 10. Oh, he's bust it.
Peter, you require 60.
Well, Peter has left 60 twice in the last 2 legs. Last leg, he didn't get a chance at it. This time, he does. Isn't going to shift across the hockey this time and doesn't need to.
Leg, Peter Hudson.
This game is still alive, and only because the Belgian could not get across that finish line.
Well,
game on.
4 missed doubles for Kim Huybrechts for a 6-2 win. 4 missed doubles in the middle part of the game for Peter Hudson, which could have turned it really in his favour. Which
100.
one of those 2 sets of missed darts at double will prove more important at the culmination of this match? Huybrechts is still the overwhelming favourite to close this out, but we all know that missing match
40.
darts can knock people's rhythm, it can knock them out of their stride, and when they thought they had it in the bag and it slips away from them, suddenly find themselves 501 points away from the win again, and well, it can all get a little bit tricky, particularly if the other guy starts firing in the trebles, as Peter Hudson has started at the beginning of this leg.
134.
Oh, tasty stuff from Peter Hudson. He isn't finished yet.
Well. This would be quite the turnaround. And it's a second 180. Peter Hudson, having survived 4 match darts, is on an 11 darter to close the gap to just
100.
1.
Peter, you require 81.
All of a sudden, it's a slightly different game then, isn't it? Yes, he's still got to win every leg, but it just looks better. It just fills you with more confidence.
49.
Well, that will do for Hudson. It'll give him 3 darts at double 16 for the leg. Kim Huybrechts knows that the next leg is the key one. He'll still keep going here. There's a chance he could nick it.
57.
And he has
Peter,
left himself 170.
32.
But this should be 5-4. And it is
Sure,
5-4 with a 13
Peter
darter.
So flag Kim to throw
And now,
first. Game on.
Kim will have been telling himself halfway through that last leg, just start the next one well. Just start the next one well. And don't throw it in the skinny one.
40.
Problems for Huybrechts, potentially.
That's exactly how he started the last leg as well. He just looks a bit shell-shocked. And Peter Hudson looks hungry.
140.
Doesn't he always?
I think he fancies a Belgian waffle with some maple syrup on it.
And look at this. The averages have flip-flopped. So Hudson now averaging a little bit more. And we could be seeing one heck of a comeback from the Rock, who has stolen the darts in this leg, but needs to find a treble. And does find a treble.
Just had an air of inevitability, that visit. It just felt like, yeah, I'm going to hit a treble. I'm just going to make you wait for it. But Huybrechts with a reply.
121.
It's good, but it's not enough to scare Hudson right now. 50% on his doubles is pretty good. Admittedly, the 4 that he missed in the middle part of the game could have been crucial. Could have been home and hosed by now.
Well, 50% is still world class. All of the pressure is on the man throwing darts right now. Oh, and you can just tell how much he wanted that.
61.
This 161 might have to go now.
Unable to repeat the trick from yesterday when he took out the 161 against Brendan Dolan.
60.
Just the 60. Leaves him 101. Kim Huybrechts on a 2-darter. Already missed 4 darts for the match. Oh, triple 19. Doesn't get it. 101 for Hudson.
44.
See, Hudson now, by not going for the bull, to give himself a 2-darter, has got to have 3 perfect. 2 darts left in hand. Can't finish the job. So Huybrechts should
49.
have 2 more match darts.
Jimmy Rickmore have 56.
16 for double top. Oh, wow. It's cost him a dart. Huybrechts misses inside,
40.
and he's only got himself to blame. He should have had another match dart.
52.
He's missed 5 in total. And Hudson is going to get 2 to take us all the way. Tops. And the big man from Eccles has become favourite for this game somehow.
11th and deciding leg, Peter to throw first. Game on.
1 hold of throw for Peter Hudson. And he is into the final day of a European tour for the very first time in his career. and will record only a second win
133.
ever against Kim Huybrechts in their 9th meeting. The one time he did win, he won it in a deciding leg. It was 2.5
100.
years ago in a Players' Championship event.
I was joking with Rob Malarkey yesterday before we even started Peter Hudson's game with Brendan
100.
Dolan that he needed to do well this weekend because he had probably the biggest entourage. He's got his manager here, manager's partner. He's got his dad here. Well, if he wins this game, he's going to have some more fans.
25.
Important visit from Huybrechts, keeps him right there, breathing down Hudson's neck. Great adjustment.
83.
What is going through Peter Hudson's head right now? This is one of the biggest games he has played in a long while. He's got a chance of booking his place in the final day of action.
96.
Win 4 games tomorrow, you've got 25 grand and a Euro Tour title, and all kinds of things can happen. And we know Peter Hudson can turn up on days and be very, very good and competitive. He has somehow found a way to be competitive in this one after going 5-2 down. And he is going to get match darts. He should anyway when he returns to the board.
He's going to be under pressure though, because Huybrechts don't bust it.
Kim very Huybrechts here.
140.
Yeah. 89. Huybrechts on tops for the match. What a shot this would be. 20. Oh, he has missed it by a mile. Peter Hudson, single 20 for the bull, and it has ended up nearer the 12, and there is only
49.
one reason for that. It is pressure.
If you require 40.
That was the equivalent of falling at Aintree's Beechersbrook. That was his chance. Will he pay the ultimate price? Not yet. Huybrechts is furious, understandably,
40.
because now Hudson is like a cat. He's got 9 lives.
Well, he's had 8 lives because it's 8 mismatched darts. And he survives! Peter Hudson somehow has dragged himself back from 5-2 down to knock out the 2-time Euro Tour winner, Kim Huybrechts. 8 match darts missed by the Belgian. It looked like the Rock had blown it when he missed the single 20 by a huge margin. But he pins double 10. He's into the final day for the first time in his career, and he will take on the number 9 seed Alan Norris tomorrow afternoon for a place in the quarter-finals. An astonishing comeback from the Englishman. We've got 2 more games for you this afternoon. Justin Pipe and Joe Cullen will round things off, but coming up it's the Diamond Ian White against Peter Jakes. And they'll take some to provide any drama that matches that.
That was an unbelievable match. I mean, how many match darts does Kim have?
I can't even speak. I'm like that.
I was sure when he was up 5-2 and had the first match dart, I was sure it's done.
I think he was 5-2 up, and I missed a couple of darts. It probably should have been about 3-all or 4-3 to Kim, but it was 5-2, and then Kim started missing, and I think we both had a bit of nerves. It was so.
Did you still thought, okay, I can win this, I will get my chances?
I always believe I can win, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
The German crowd.
I love them.
Peter, that's actually, it's a big success to reach the Sunday, to reach still the tournament 3rd round. That's a good tournament.
It's a good achievement, but I know I can do it if I play.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Peter Hudson, The Rock. Er sagt, ich weiß, ich kann richtig gut Dart spielen. Das